Dreamscape presents Mortal Remains in Maggody by Joan Hess, narrated by Kristin Kalbli. Chapter 1. Wild Cherry Wine. Fade in. 1. Exterior, shack, day, medium shot. Loretta Biggins carries a basket of wash to the clothesline and begins to pin overalls on the line. Camera widens, and we see Billy Joe Jenks watching her from behind the fence. Billy Joe. Looks like you done some growing up while you was staying with your kinfolks over in Oklahoma. Loretta. Reckon I did, though I can't see how it's any of your business, Billy Joe Jenks. Billy Joe. I always thought you was too big for your britches. Now I can see you filled them out mighty nicely. Loretta tosses her chin and returns to her chores. Billy Joe comes through the gate and saunters up to her. 2. Close shot. Loretta. Loretta's startled gaze reflects her sudden awareness that Billy Joe has matured too. 3. Return to scene. Loretta. Seems you done growed some yourself. Billy Joe. Does this mean we uns is too old to play doctor like we used to? Loretta. Why, Billy Joe, I'm shocked you could say something like that to my face. You know I'm a good girl. I'm saving myself for the man I marry. Billy Joe, harshly. You mean Cooter Grimley? I heard some talk at the pool hall about how your ma finalized it with old Cooter just last night. Loretta sinks to the ground and covers her face with her hands. Her shoulders shake as she is convulsed with sobs. Billy Joe squats beside her and clumsily tries to comfort her. Loretta, brokenly. Oh, Billy Joe, I can't bear to think of Cooter Grimley. He's so mean and nasty. Pa wouldn't make me marry him, would he? I'd just die. Billy Joe. I'll take care of you, Loretta, honey. I won't let that Cooter get his filthy, hairy hands on you. You're too good and pure for that darn polecat. Billy Joe wraps his arms around Loretta, who wipes away her tears and bravely lifts her face to smile at him. Camera moves in as he kisses her. Loretta's face is pink as she pushes him away. Loretta. I've never let anyone do that before, Billy Joe. It makes me feel kind of dizzy. Billy Joe. God, I love you, Loretta Biggins. You're the prettiest, sweetest, purest girl I ever known. My heart's about to burst with all this love I got for you. Beat. Could meet me tonight down by the creek? Loretta. Paul'll tan the living daylights out of me if he catches me. She stumbles to her feet, but before she can take a step, Billy Joe grabs her, close up on their faces. Billy Joe. Will you be there? Loretta. Yes. Dissolve 2. Ruby B was scared she was going to explode right then and there, splattering the walls and ceiling of Ruby B's bar and grill with blood and flesh and splinters of bone. Her eyes were as big and round as a matching set of harvest moons. Her body felt as though it were expanding like a liver-spotted pink balloon, and pretty soon her skin would have to give. It was a delightful sensation. Now, you just say that one more time, she commanded in a squeaky voice, her throat so tight she could barely swallow. The woman, who'd introduced herself earlier as Carlotta Lowenstein, was accustomed to such an intently physical reaction, and on more than one occasion she'd wondered if she remembered the finer points of CPR. Why don't you have a glass of water? She said with a sympathetic smile. Why, do forgive me, Miss Lowenstein, Ruby B gasped. Here I am as dumbstruck as a turkey in a thunderstorm, and I didn't even think to offer you a glass of iced tea or a beer. I am ashamed of myself. What can I fix you? Tea would be fine. Ruby B bustled around behind the counter until she managed to pour enough tea in a glass to make her feel a little more hospitable. As she put the glass down in front of her visitor, the barroom door opened, and sunlight momentarily splashed on the rows of booths, the jukebox, and the tiny dance floor. Yoo-hoo! Estelle Oppers called as she marched across the room to the bar, her bony shoulders squared, and her bright red hair styled in the way that always made Ruby
Sample complete. Ready to continue?